Brexit will happen. Juncker delivers crushing blow to Remainers hoping to reverse EU exit. Jean-Claude Juncker has dismissed claims that Brexit will not happen in a crushing blow to the hopes of Remainers who want to reverse last year's referendum result. The President of the European Commission claimed that the divorce negotiations will throw up a density of problems but insisted that the UK will leave. His comments came amid fury over an apparent new attempt by big business to delay Brexit. The Institute of Directors, IOD, caused anger by issuing a demand that a transition deal is prioritised and listing delaying the official leave date beyond March 29, 2019 as an option. Mr. Juncker's comments also came after leading Remainers including New Lib Dem leader Sir Vince Cable suggested that they believe Brexit will not happen. They claimed that the complexity of negotiations and problems it will cause economically will mean that Britons will eventually change their mind. They also embraced Chancellor Philip Hammond's plans for a delayed Brexit which would see Britain stuck under Brussels rule for 5 years. But Mr. Juncker dismissed the hopes of those wanting to buy time for a second referendum. He said he disagreed with the Maltese Prime Minister Joseph Muscat, who reportedly also said last week he saw hopeful signs that Brexit will not happen. Mr. Juncker said, "People will become more and more conscious of the density of problems on a daily basis, without always being able to provide a coherent answer to these problems." But the Commission President said he still expected Britain to leave the European Union. "I don't go as far as the Maltese Prime Minister, who has not ruled out that it will not come to Brexit," he said. "My working hypothesis is that it will come to Brexit." Meanwhile, an IOD pressed for the Cabinet to make a collective decision on a transitional arrangement. One of the options was delaying the Article 50 process leave date from March 29, 2019, a second was staying under Brussels rule in the single market, third was extending the application of EU law, and fourth a transitional customs deal. Ali Riso, head of EU and trade policy at the IOD, said, "Businesses will be pleased that ministers increasingly acknowledge the importance of a transition period in the Brexit process to minimize economic disruption. Prioritizing interim arrangements and thereby mitigating the risks of EU exit means the eventual opportunities aren't diminished by short-term chaotic cliff edges." But Tory MEP David Campbell-Bama, a leading Brexiteer who sits on the European Parliament's Trade Committee, hit out at the proposals. He said, "As a member of IOD myself, I am saddened that it's suggesting we could delay Brexit. Big business needs to understand that the British people have voted to leave the EU and that needs to be respected. Pushing ideas like this calls into question their loyalty to the country. The members of the IOD will not be best served by pushing a delay agenda. The IOD cannot say it wants a reduction in uncertainty on one hand and then appear to call for things that increase uncertainty on the other hand." Thanks for watching. Please like, share and don't forget to subscribe English News Hub for new excited videos.